No, well, we don't do that. Um, all right. What do I want to do? A couple things. Okay. Okay, well, that didn't work. I mean, I could put the link in. I think,
Basically, what I want to talk about is being puzzled by the petty bullshit and like not really knowing why I get so annoyed with things. And partly, I think what it's boiling down to is a lack of humility on my behalf. So I get really annoyed with um, how I feel people are operating in. And it's not just this space. Like, I'm a difficult person to work with, too. I'm a difficult husband. I can be I'll probably be a difficult father. I'm trying to put myself in a position where God can remove these things. And I just had a conversation with somebody about um, it's annoying me because it's being rather than doing. And when I hear him talk about it, I'm puzzled and annoyed by this because like I don't want to be this stuffy asshole who like is is driven by fear and owned by my inability to just be at ease and peace with uh, people in my life who I encounter who who make it difficult for me to just uh, be at peace. And so what I find kind of here in this particular space is generally it's kind of nice to do that. People are kind and stuff, and they encourage me to do the kinds of things that are productive and useful and fun and all that stuff. But then when when I see or I perceive that people, and I've always had this problem, people come around and start monkeying with things and um, operating in a way that I find trips my trigger, makes me feel full of fear, um, and then like this sense of justice pops up, and then that's where difficulty arises, and then so I can do things like block people or say unkind things, act like a fool, be very childish, and part of me wants to say, well, this is like stupid because this isn't like real life or something, or it's like what. Um, but the problem is like if it was just this place where I felt that way, that'd be one thing. But I often feel this kind of sense of inner turmoil and chaos in a lot of areas of my life. And then I guess I get captured by a particular kind of narrative or something like that. So I don't know. I do believe that I am actively seeking how to actually be free of anger and depression and stuff. And and how to be free of um, being leveraged by outside sources. PBK talks about this in terms of like wearing your buttons on the outside. Like it would be nice to be able to come to a place where you don't have buttons, you know? I think that's kind of part of the frustration that I deal with is um, like I'm not really the kind of guy who gets mad at God and says like, why have you done this or whatever. But like, if you were to look at like my own actual kind of feeling or inner dialogue experience, it is something like, God, why do I have these buttons? You know, and it's like, why can't I be like the kind of person that just lets things go and not takes them so personal? As if like, um, as if I have any kind of my, as if I'm like something important or something like that. Well, Luke, I think so. It's like the idea is like when the buttons are pushed, being able to kind of uh, act with wisdom. Um, so, like, there's this idea of when a person offends, we ask God to help us show them the same patience, pity, and tolerance that we would cheerfully grant a sick friend, is the idea. And I understand this um, in theory, and I maybe have approached this in practice, uh, maybe once or something like this. But the way that it was just kind of explained to me was this guy was telling me about how one of his sons had heart surgery a couple times, and he has to approach the um, offering the same kind of patience, pity, and tolerance that he would cheerfully grant his sick child to those who might offend. Because it's like somewhere I got it in my mind that I'm the guy who should respond, um, in theory, with forgiveness, but in practicality, with some equal payment first, right? So if you offend, I should I should respond in kind, and then after that, then seek forgiveness. And that's very hard. But the idea, so like um, a couple weeks ago or a month ago or something, whatever it was, when I had to take Carolyn in, and she had to be this nebulizer put on her so that she could breathe, and kind of like this sad kind of helplessness. The only help that I could offer is to be there and kind of alleviate whatever fear that she was going through at that moment. And the idea is to think, I'm thinking about like, how do I offer that same kind of, like, actually, how do I actually um, embody that kind of compassion towards someone who might be or actually is an enemy in the now, in the moment. And that's really hard to try to imagine. Because then it's like, well, then what will I become? Now, the truth about this is like all these areas of discontent and um, difficulties and stuff are all just petty. It's just petty. And I don't know, like, so yeah, I'm just kind of struggling. Like the other day, I was listening to Alex talking about how he just came to a place where he, like, is able to just be this person who lets it go or whatever. And I wish that I could do that. So the maintenance of a spiritual condition, like that's a thing to think about. Because I don't know if I can like will my way into that sort of thing. Like but like why do I find it so difficult to um, like just get up and start praying in the morning or some simple practice? Like is that where the maintenance of a spiritual condition comes from? Spiritual conditioning? I don't know how to play any sleep tokens. Sorry. Well, Luke, I've been thinking a lot about suffering. Luke says, I've been thinking a lot about suffering and how the solution and door, not something to be avoided. But damn, we avoid it like the plague. I, I understand to a degree. I just don't. I'm trying to figure out like what that means. So suffering without despair, without misery, um, to suffer joyfully. I thought that said buffering. So nobody's gonna come in. Okay. The finger is alright. It's not broken open, but it's limited a little bit. I can do some things, but this hand, though, is my elbow is giving me difficulty. Maybe I'm just kicking a dead horse, you know? Leaving the stream go. Well, anyways, the point is, who's Glenn Hansard? there's a kind of like there's a degree of hopelessness, um, like I can't, or helplessness, like I can't really help myself, and that's annoying. I have a half hour. If anybody wants to come in, we got a half hour. The link's in the description. Do what you want. I don't care who it is. Come on in. Hello, Zachary. Hello, B. Yeah. I got a half hour. It's in the link, is in the description. Or description?
What's up, friend?
Greetings. Greetings.
How goes
Greetings.
it?
It goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? How is the estuary?
Oh man, it was so fun. It was the technically I've been on one other estuary, but that was on Discord. But I like to say that was kind of like my first one. Um, and it was great. I liked talking to people that I have like either seen their names or have never seen their names and like hadn't talked to. So it was really cool. And I got to see Mark S's face, which was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, he showed his face, or just for like in the backstage?
Just to say hi. So it was cool to
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
put a name to the face. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
Um,
and I got the invite, but I didn't have the time to do it, and I don't know how useful I would have been in that conversation. But yeah, that yeah,
yeah, for me, it felt like something like good to sort of look forward to in the day. I don't know how you're feeling nowadays, but I feel like you were talking with maybe it was Chris or somebody recently where it was like it feels like there's something going on. I don't know who exactly,
Yeah.
but I feel like I wanted to say like I feel like I'm feeling that too. Like I don't know exactly what it is, but I mean, and there are also like circumstances happening in my life as well, but I don't know. Like I feel like sometimes I'm like sort of seeking something to look forward to in the day, which almost
Mhm.
makes like the rest of the day like bound to be kind of crappy. And so I don't know if like I'm doing that to myself. Like how
Yeah.
much of that is like me just being like, well, I'm not even gonna focus on the good things around me because I'm really focusing on the one thing I'm looking forward to. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's interesting. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier, like just trying to figure out how to um I don't know, I'm puzzled by it. Like how to not be petty, how to like just kind of like not be so malleable to the powers and principalities or whatever, and like and how to not be uh driven by um and expressing all the feels all the damn time, and like and then reinforcing this narrative as if I have anything, some sort of authority or something, like, and then that seems to be like where I get upset, and then uh like yeah.
like that sense of control is almost, or like the perceived sense of control is what sort of is keeping you almost like necessarily not in control, and it almost like builds that loop. Or what do you mean by that?
Yeah, yeah, it's like um like I think like people that like I think of like somebody like maybe Ron or something like this who like somebody or something like might try to attack him, and he's just like "Mm." like like how do I be more like that? And maybe I'm not supposed to, I don't know, but and
Do
then
you find that indifference means you, or sorry, not doing means that you're indifferent? Like, do you feel like you make that equivocation in your mind?
indifference. Can you unpack that?
Sort of the way that you were saying that, it's almost like you were like puzzled as to how he's like not doing, like he's not affected or he's not being triggered or whatever.
Hmm.
And I think what that like how that resonates to me is like I feel like if I feel something, I have to do something about that feeling. Otherwise, I don't care. It's like I
Hmm.
either do something about it or I don't care. And I think there is probably a nuanced in between and like huge range of like you can care and also not do anything. But like for me and my brain, I feel like I struggle with not with like equivocating like, oh, I have to do something or else I don't care at all. And you seem like a big carer. So I'm just curious if that resonates with you.
It kind of does, and then also it's like if I don't do something, who will? And if I
Mm.
don't do something, it'll whatever it is will continue, and then it's just like this kind of loop, like this loop of conditions or something. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, you know. So yeah, and and usually it's like it's being like um, conditioned by petty shit, you know. That's so yeah. Hmm.
Who did that painting by?
And
Oh my
that was
gosh, it's stunning.
yeah, it was like she did it for like a Father's Day gift last year, and it is awesome. I think it's great. 'Cause-
Is she like a painter, or is that just like she seems like an artist just in general? Wow.
She would say that she isn't.
Oh my God, that's gonna make me cry. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So she would say that she isn't really an artist, and I keep telling her that she actually is. But so yeah, so that's the thing. If you can go to like somehow like actually embody that um, even the enemy is a person and probably dealing with their own stuff. Like um, if I can somehow, yeah, the principle is trying to um, be somebody who can offer the same patience, pity, and tolerance that they would cheerfully grant a sick friend. Like that's the idea, and I don't know how to do that. Um, and I want to be able to do that. That same feeling like of joy or like compassion, like you just felt there. Like, how do you practice that when, like, let's say the wrong button is pushed? That's the place I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I
I think Howard seems to kind of do it mostly on here.
do, what do you think is like his, because like you talk about, when it comes to like addiction and stuff, how like the locus is like, self-centeredness, right? Like it's like,
Yeah.
what do you think his, because I'm sure this is probably what it is. It's like, what do you think his then locus is? Because if it's
Mm.
not working when the center is at there, like what, like, um,
I think he was probably formed well and he has a lot of years of practice. I think um, it's a lot to do with that, something like that, and then just like being able to maybe somehow help, like in a healthy way, compartmentalize, kind of like a hierarchy of like um, it's something like what is important and what isn't, or something like that, or like I imagine it's kind of like what this is the internet. I'm not gonna take that seriously, but like, see, when I was a kid, I would play video games and I would mess up, and I would like slam the controller down, and I would
mm,
like almost take it personally, and I almost feel like that stuff kind of like conditioned how I see things. Like there's a practice, there's like a discipline and a practice that I've had my whole life that has worked me in a position where there's like this kind of automatic conditioning, action, reaction, and I want to be rid of it. And then and then the extreme side of being rid of it is like when life doesn't unfold in the way that I think that it should, or even like small petty shit. It's like everything crumbles. Feels like it crumbles, and and even though I know it's not true, it feels that way. And then
mm,
there's a narrative that starts to go off in my head about like it's always been shit. It's always gonna be shit. You're just gonna fuck it all up. Why are you here anyways? It's all this crap.
mm.
And I do believe that it can be removed. I just don't know how. Hmm.
Something that comes to mind for me is like, I'm like trying to ask myself when I get into these, like, I'm like, oh, I don't want this anymore. But like this characteristic of mine, like, doesn't seem to like want to go away. I have to almost ask myself, like, what's the reframing framing of that that's actually like a positive trait? So, like, for example, like, seem to value my stick-to-itiveness and my loyalty, but I also then must deal with my stubbornness, right? Like there's like some like what like your oh I get angry fast or whatever. I don't. I'm obviously I'm just playing with these, but like it's also like in the same realm as like your passion. And so where your art comes from is also where your anger or your judgment or whatever like might come from. So it's like where is the positive trait, positive side to that same coin that you seem to value that you'd have to get rid of that other trait. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think like I don't know. I think if I could somehow actually pause, that would probably be good. To create a buffer, like a pause to it, because like after the fact, even sometimes in like while um, I'm in like responding mode or something or automatic, it's so automatic. But I know that what I'm feeling is um, there's also a logical side of me where it's like this is stupid. This is you don't want to do this. You don't want to act like this or feel this way. So like it's not like ignorance exactly.
Mm.
it's it's like restraint is um, there's like this side of me that um, I think feels like it would be unjust to if this isn't vocalized or something, and it's just so self-important, and that's a problem. Self-importance is a problem.
Man, I that resonates with me so hard. And I don't know if it's because I like sense the apathy of the world and I sense the incompetence of the world. And I have like some competence and some ability to tap into like care that I think just because I see it and just because I have some phrase in which I think might be helpful, why do I then think that it's my job to be the one to do this? I don't know, but it gets there so freaking fast.
Yeah,
It's like, well,
and
no
I'm
one
not
else is
like
gonna do it. Yeah.
my dogs are weird, but I'm not like walking around thinking I'm self-important or anything like that. It's only like after the fact if I like inventory it or kind of like examine. It's like, well, practically this is what it looks like, Chad. You act like there's this like it's just it's an automatic thing, I guess, and which is absurd. Like how self-important can somebody be who actually like has all these like successions of other failures? It's like maybe I'm just like a person, but how do you just become a person amongst person? Like I was talking with somebody else, like I almost envy like what it would be to be an NPC. Like to me, that feels
Mm,
like that would be so nice.
God.
Like just to be this NPC, the one who isn't like bothered, uh, who doesn't feel like he has to like be at the center of the narrative that's unfolding or something. And we could talk about this shit all day long, but
Right.
like how it practically unfold how it practically unfolds is different. It's like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I started once I started like sort of realizing about the world, I would get almost like mad at my mom because she was so good at just like putting up blinders and just like doing life. Like and like I was mad because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's not sensical. There's no meaning in that." Like, you're not paying attention to reality. But then also I was mad because she was fucking happy and I wasn't. And so it's like, so who am I to say that that was the wrong way when she's like, you know, blissfully very, very happy and like not sitting in her room like contemplating all of these horrid ideas. It's like who's winning that game? It doesn't feel like it's me.
Yeah. How do you assume the NPC protocol? Like genuinely. Like for real. That would be really nice. And I mean that's the goal. That's kind of really that's actually what the title is. Whatever that. Yeah.
I knew it. Speaking my language.
So, how do you do that? I don't know.
How would you like if like your daughter came to you and asked you that question? Like, is there a way you would think about it differently if it wasn't your head and your psyche and your life?
If my daughter came to me and asked me, how do I be an NPC, I would be like, how the fuck did you just figure out how to ask me that question?
You're a genius.
Yeah.
We can make money. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. See, okay, hang on a minute. Afriel here says NPC wins on the short horizon, loses on long. I don't think that's true. I don't think it's true. Because the NPC is always on the short horizon. They're on the horizon of now. So, I think it's the thing within me that tries to believe what App is saying. I'm afraid that if I, it's like, well, if I'm the NPC, then how am I going to win in the long run? Who's going to take care of that? Who's going to worry about this shit that's going down over here? And like, I think that's the lie.
It's almost like you have to jump into the framing in order to like ask the question, but then you want the answer of outside the framing. And if that makes any sense. And so it's like, like in order to ask the question, you have to be inside of it, but the answer you want is outside. So like necessarily when you're in there, you can't ask the question. I don't know if that sounds super meta and like distracting, but it's tracking for my crazy brain.
It's not the non-player character, it's the now player character. That's the real NPC. So if my daughter were to ask me how do I be an NPC, I would be like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And somehow I've developed all these character defects. I've heard before like character defects are bad survival skills, basically. And there's something to that.
Survival in like this society or survival
Whatever.
like in the world? No? Okay.
Yeah, whichever way. It's like my people will say like the ego, starts to develop. The ego uses fear as its leverage, and it develops all these survival skills to make sure it's not forgotten and things that get the it's the navigating through the long game. It's playing the long game, not the now game. All right, Tim is here. We have 5 minutes and then I'm shutting it down. Welcome, Tim.
Timothy.
There you are.
Sorry, I didn't realize that if you click on a StreamYard link from the YouTube app, it opens the link in the app.
What app?
like in the YouTube app.
Hmm.
So there were two instances running.
Oh. Well,
Does that echo me?
I can't hear an echo.
I hear an echo.
Oh, you do? All right. Well, see, StreamYard just doesn't give a fuck. They just want
Like as soon as you have the third person in, always does it. It seems it always comes in 3.
see. Okay. Here's that. And then Tim's. Yeah, I mean, we all got echo cancellation on. I don't know what to say. Well,
You sound good, Chad.
okay.
Oh, Chad always sounds good.
Darn too.
Darn tootin'. All right, so what did we just say? We have like 3 minutes before we have to shut down. So let's do some final thoughts from my friends here. What do you think, Tim?
I think everyone is so beautiful. And I'm realizing what an environmentalist I've become. There was a giant spider in my house, and I took the time to put it outside instead of killing it. Something I would not have done as a younger man.
Hmm.
You could say that I'm beginning to see the magic and beauty of God in nature, or I'm becoming soft in my old age. It's up for interpretation, but much love to you all. Thank you for letting me join.
Yeah. I had an instance today where I was on the phone with Ezra, and we were talking about something, and it seemed important. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? And I look on the ground, and there's like this black flurry. Like, it looked like a blur, this little like thing that was like going across the concrete. I was like, what is that, dude? It was freaking me out. And I was like, I think it's like a dragonfly that's like taking its skin off or something. And then it finally stopped because I was told Ezra, I'm like, dude, it's like weird. I think it's like the spirits are like trying to like distract me from this conversation because it's an important conversation. And then it stopped and I looked at it. It was a wasp that was attacking a dragonfly, like a crazy ass black hornet looking wasp. And so then I just stepped on it. And then the ant, and then the ants ate both, like dragged them all away. Like the ant was carrying the wasp head away, and I was like, "Good for you, ant." And so, yeah, I think if it was like, if it was a bumblebee or a honeybee doing that to the dragonfly, I don't think I would have done the same thing. But I hate wasps, and maybe that's my problem. How do I become tolerant of the wasp? Because I fucking hate them, dude.
Oh no.
I don't know either, man. All right, we're gonna go overtime by 1 minute. B, final thoughts.
Humble yourself because you might think that you're getting a great dragonfly, and then you could be smashed by something bigger than you just as easily. So don't think you're always on top.
Amen. Thank you guys. Please have a great evening. Be well. See you tomorrow. Will or won't. Who knows? Toodles.
Adios.
Thanks, Chad.
That's it.